off. Welcome to the 38th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host, Shali, and we're here with Rizky. Say hello, Rizky.
Hello.
Alright, and today's a very special episode because we're celebrating a magnificent 5 years of Brave Frontier Global. Congratulations to Brave Frontier Global on this 5th anniversary. Yes. I mean, 5 years is a very long time. We should definitely be proud of all of the work that's been put into our game and all of our players who have been supporting the game for so long. So thank you very much for all of your love and for everything that you do for Brave Frontier as well. Right. And a little bit of a disclaimer before we continue here. I do have a cold, so I might be a little bit sniffly throughout the video. So please bear with me and my crackling voice as I try to power through this, because we got to give you guys the news. This is very important. We have to share with you.
Thank you, Shali.
We are going to share, starting with the pre-anniversary celebration. You guys might have already seen this in the news in-game. But to celebrate the 5th year anniversary of Brave Frontier Global, we are going to be giving out so many gems. 25 gems from the login campaign between October 12th to December 12th. And then you'll get an additional 5 gems on each day that ends in the number 5. So that means
15,
the 5th day of the month, the 15th day of the month, and the 25th day of the month. So that will probably make a total of 30 more gems on top of the 25 for the login, correct? All right, that means if you add 25 to 30, you get a total of 55 gems. Totally for free if you're just logging in and paying attention. So make sure you don't miss out on those gems because they are really, really, really good. Okay? We're also having a unit and capacity update, unit item capacity update. So that means that you guys are going to get 100 extra slots for both your units and your items in your inventory. We are always hurting for space. Nobody likes using their gems to increase their slots. Me especially, I've been struggling with space a lot these days. So I'm very excited about this. This is probably the most exciting update for me, even though it might seem the most boring out of the list. But for me, this is something I definitely need, so I really appreciate it. Okay, and then we're also gonna have a special unit giveaway, and not just 1 unit, but 3. You can recruit 3 heroes for free. From October 17th to November 13th, you can get Flame-tailed Lucia if you log in. From November 14th to December 11th, you can get Brave Kurowa and Kurajin, the twins, if you log in during that time. And then from December 12th to January the 8th, you can get the newest winning entry of the unit art contest for 2018 if you log in. So again, the key for all of this is log in every day. Make sure that you set up a reminder for yourself or do something, because you don't want to miss out on the gems and you don't want to miss out on 3 free units.
That's true.
All right, so that's a fantastic start to the anniversary. Now, to more information about the anniversary, we have some permanent updates. Now, these regular events are due for release. We're going to get twice the experience on all maps. Very, very welcome update. Additional double experience for the first 3 maps. So Mistral, Morgan, Saint Lamia. This will help a lot of the new players that come in. They can level up faster, catch up a little bit easier. So that's very nice that is taking place. Twice the experience on all Summoner Arc maps. This is also very key, because getting to that level 999, I still don't have my Summoner's Robe. I think that's, what was that, level 500 or something?
500, yeah.
Yeah, for
no 500.
Summoner's Arc. I'm not even halfway there yet still. So this is also very welcome news. Half the STP cost for training camp, which will make your Summoner level increase even easier to achieve. And then times 8 STP rewards when you select a friend unit, a Summoner unit, to go with you to a Summoner Arc map. So these updates are permanent, yes, Rizky? This is for from now to forever. That's forever. Wonderful news. Wonderful news. Now, some of the updates that you guys do not know, because these were not included in the news in the game. So this is exclusive. You can only get this information right through here. This is after the 31st of October, so following Halloween. You will be able to get Shion, Zell Knight, and other alternative illustrations in the exchange hall for merit points. So if you have been racking merit points and you don't really know what to use them for because you pretty much have everything you need, hey, if you're missing alternate art, that's where you want to spend your merit points, so you can have that. The SP
Finally.
reset gem cost reduction will go from 3 gems to 1 gem, which is excellent news. Because
this is what a lot of people are asking it.
well, a lot of us have made the mistake, you know, we evolve the units and we think we know that we are choosing the best SP options for them, but then when you try them in a certain battle, you realize that the combination of SP options that you chose is not necessarily the best, especially, you know, if you happen to get other units, you know, further along. Like, you don't really need this unit to be using a healing SP option anymore, because now you have like a proper healer in your party, so it's kind of canceling each other out. So if you're rethinking your SP options for some of your key units, this is really, really great news for you. Also, for the Omni Plus duplicate methods requirements, the Zell Encumber requirement reduced to 0. That's huge. That's wonderful news. You can save up on your Zell. Zell is especially hard to, I think, you know, keep in the bank. Quite literally. So, Karma, I think, if you've been playing the game for a long time, you have plenty of that. But it's still nice that you don't have to use either one. And then instead of 2 duplicate units to evolve your character from Omni plus 1 to Omni plus 2 and Omni plus 3, you only need 1 duplicate unit. So that's also amazing, because that's, you know, I wouldn't say it's easy to get 1 duplicate unit, but it's much easier to get 1 rather than 2. So that eases things a little bit.
Definitely helpful, yeah.
Yes. And then you'll get double merit point rewards from challenges as well. So, you know, maybe you didn't have enough merit points to get the alternate art that you wanted in the, you know, the newly available alternate art in the exchange hall, but now with double merit points from the challenges, you might be able to get that, you know, in a flash. So that's also very, very good news. And that's not all, because we do have more updates to share in December. So come the next video, when we release that, we will have even more information to share with you guys about new updates coming along. Very exciting stuff.
Just one maybe one word from me, because you know, when we announced this to the community, a lot of players are saying, oh, okay, so everything is suddenly become like, you know, so good. It seems that the game is ending soon because of that. I'll say no, that's not the reason why we are doing this. We are doing this because it's the 5th anniversary. You know, like, the game has been there for so long, and we got a lot of new players coming as well, and they want to catch up. I think this is a very good way for players, be it like a mid-level players who are there, is about like level 300 or 400, and those new players to catch up with the games, because there are a lot of content for them, a lot of content for them to clear, and then a lot of you know, like, objective for them. Like, if you want to get the Summoner's Robe, they want to get the level 999. It will be a long way for them to catch up. So that's why we are coming with these kind of like permanent updates. Yeah. So yeah, guys, don't worry about it. We are not closing anytime soon.
All right. Well, thank you for that clarification, Rizky. Thank you, thank you. Moving on to our other updates, not really related to the 5th anniversary, but you know, exciting nonetheless. We have our new Vortex Arena Season 3 Terrestrial Showdown preview.
Right.
Now we're gonna also have exclusive L gifts for the rankings for this one as well. From rank 1 to 1,500, you can get the Oath of Strength. And if you fall from the ranks 1,501 to 6,000, you can get the Star Wars Will. These are exclusive L gifts, so make sure you don't miss out. You know, do a Vortex Arena as much as you can. And then in the event bazaar, you'll be able to exchange for the Terra Wing if you have enough arena tokens. So that's good. And this is actually coming in December. Early December. It's not going to be for the month of November. We just wanted to give you a big heads up, because, you know, we're the Vortex Arena. We have been releasing the new and improved Battle Maidens. So now, this time around, being the Earth Vortex Arena, of course, we're going to have Miss Bailey.
Whoa.
Miss Bailey is getting the Omni treatment, and I really like her design. It really puts me at ease. What do you think of her design, Rizky?
I think that like, you know, gives a lot more like a wild child vibe to her. Like, previously Bailey's design was to be very honest, sorry for those Bailey's fans, but to be very honest, Bailey design used to be the weakest, I think, among the other maidens. But now when I'm looking at the new design, it was like, wow, her design is so much like showing her like, you know, like wild potential, kind of like wild child potential. So I really like the new design. It's really like charming, shooting as well, but still showing her like, you know, so I'm the queen of the jungle kind of
Right, exactly. And funny that you mentioned queen of the jungle. Omni form Bailey actually goes back to the jungle. She goes back to her roots and she establishes a school for Nyanjutsu, which is, you know, she's a master of, and she's teaching other people. And so the people who want to learn from her have to like battle through the jungle in order to be able to find her. So it makes sense that she would be, you know, her design would be definitely more in tune with nature. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because of that she's grown any weaker. If anything, she has grown even more powerful with the strength of Mother Earth. So, you know, be looking forward to Bailey's arrival. She will be coming soon, and I can't wait to have even more battle maidens join this meta, the current meta for Brave Frontier.
I think it's very exciting to see, like, you know, to look for the rest of the 3 battle maidens as well.
Yes.
Like the design will be very interesting as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and then now for our last piece of this part of the updates, we have new Rift Bazaar unit, this time being Zedus. Of course, I'm sure nobody's surprised since a lot of the Soulbound Saga units have been making special appearances in the Rift as of late. This time we have, you know, the almighty Zedus. He's basically the ruling god, if you would, demigod of the Soulbound Saga units. And obviously he is modeled after the thunder god of Greek myth, Zeus. And that's exactly what he looks like. He looks like he's commanding the skies with a huge bolt of lightning. His crown even looks like lightning. I mean, if this doesn't say lightning element, I don't know what does. All right, so the last time we heard from Zedus, he was fighting in the Augmentation Wars. He actually led the defense, and he tried to save the people before saving his own life. So we actually do not really know what happened to him afterwards. What was his fate? So hopefully, if you guys, you know, you're playing Rift, you're collecting those tokens, and you're saving them up so you can trade them for an awesome unit, then you might be able to find out just what happened to Zedus. What was his fate after the original Soulbound Saga series? And yeah, what do you think of the design, Rizky?
Well, I think the design is much more like cleaner now, and it really shows his you know, like his shapes and his potential as the ruler. Yeah,
he looks very menacing. Before he looked like very regal, kind of like imperial king type of vibe. But this one, he's just ready for battle for sure. So.
Yeah, and I like the cape design.
Oh yeah.
It's really majestic.
Well, that's like the royal part of him still, you know, floating around in the back. But this time, really wanted to show that his power is not to be underestimated at all. So.
Totally agree.
All right, well, that does it for this part of the update. Stay tuned for more to come in just a few seconds.
Okay, and for the next very special brief exclusive update, we are going to have our really lovely collaboration coming back to Brave Frontier. Wow. Can you guess what it is, Ali?
Well, of course, it's Fairy Tail.
Ooh.
Fairy Tail is back.
So, a lot of players has been asking like, hey, when is the Fairy Tail collaboration coming back? And you know, our team, like, we are totally aware that players are really liking the characters, and you know, a lot of our players are the fan of the anime as well. So here we go. We come back with the second collaboration of Fairy Tail, and featuring all the new 5 characters.
Nice.
Here. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's a mix of this time around. It's gonna be a mix of the Fairy Tail guild member as well as the villains, and one very special appearance from the guild master.
Guild master.
Okay, so let's go through each of the content. So the first thing that we are going to have will be the Fairy Tale Vortex dungeon. So this will be a continuation of the previous Fairy Tale dungeon, but this time around, you know, if you guys remember the story, the Vortex was open for Natsu, Lucy, Gray, and Elsa, and then they managed to come into Grand Gaia and meet the summoners. And now, after they went back to their world, the portal was open again accidentally, and we had Gajil and Wendy joining. And what happened when Wendy and Gajil meet the summoners? You guys gonna find out in the story later on.
Right.
But yeah, in this particular dungeon, it's basically will be a pretty similar, challenging dungeon. You can fight them, you can test your skill against those two new characters. And we are also going to have a very special challenge dungeon, not just one but two this time around. So previously we do have the Mart Gear dungeon. Mart Gear dungeon will be reopened as well, and we are going to have a Zeref challenge dungeon and Acknowledgia challenge dungeon. So gonna be very exciting, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that usual when we actually take the time to really make the villains of any part of a story stand out. So it is very interesting that for the Fairy Tale collaboration, we have really been trying to not necessarily like put a focus on them, but just kind of like balance it out. You know, just like the real world, there's good people and then there's, you know, quote unquote bad people, and both are getting equally showcased in the collaboration. So I think that's very interesting.
Right. So yeah. So prepare your squad for like fighting this kind of a highly difficult dungeon. And not just that, we also have exclusive rewards for this collaboration. We are going to have exclusive L gifts named uniquely from the you know, like the terms or the skills in the anime itself. So I think this is going to be very exciting for the fan as well. Like we are going to have all these L gifts and the two exclusive sphere, which is the Fairy Heart and Tenro Jade. So for those who are following the anime, you guys will know what and when does the Fairy Heart and the Tenro Jade appears in the anime and the manga. So yeah, very exciting for this. So you guys can get these L gifts in the various places, like from the Bazaar exchange, as well as from the quest completion. So stay tuned to our news and announcement on this. And for the two sphere, the first sphere you will be able to get it from the event bazaar, and the second sphere will be from a special chat from Acknowledgia dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's a reward from the dungeon. I'm sorry.
Yes, the reward from the dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a sphere as that reward from a dungeon in a long time.
It has been a while, yeah. But I mean, this time around we have a lot of other items as well, like the algae. So you know, we managed to like, you know, like spread them around.
I was counting here, and there's 9 L gifts for this collaboration alone. So that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
Our team go, you know, like full speed on this.
Right.
All right, so let's have a full preview of each of the units coming as well. So we are going to have the other two Fairy Tale Guild member. We have Wendy Marvel here and Gajil Red Fox coming. So yeah, I mean, like, what do you think of the designs, Shali?
Well, I think the designs, from what I've seen, like in the anime, I think they're very true to their actual like visual aspect. So it looks like they were like taken straight from the anime. It doesn't seem like the Brave Frontier, you know, character adaptation has been like too enforced here. So I feel like nobody who is a fan of the series would be like, oh, that doesn't look like them at all or anything like that. I feel like it's very accurate, for sure.
Yeah, and even if you take a look at Gajil's, you know, like kind of like the metal piercing or something there on the nose and the chin area.
Yeah.
It's really...
Yeah, I mean,
staying true to that.
the thing about the Brave Frontier characters is, of course, they don't have noses or mouths, so it's really hard to see where the piercings are supposed to be placed in his face. But I mean, it still looks good, unless you are very like, if you're completely unfamiliar with the Fairy Tail series, then you might just be like, what does he have on his face? But other than that, they look really good. They look great.
Right. And let's have a preview as well on the villain characters. So this time around we have the two, probably the most infamous villain from the series, Zeref, which is, you know, in the story, whoever getting near him will die. Basically, he has this kind of aura that just suck the life force out of
it's a sad
everything.
Life.
every living being, not just human, but including animals and plants and whatever as well. So yeah, I mean, like he has this very, like, you know, he's like carrying a doomsday near his himself, like, and of course the very infamous, the very, very strong and, you know, like, terrifying black dragon Rakhmadani. I think it has been a long time for us to have this kind of like monster.
Yes, I always want them, but people don't seem to be that crazy about them. Like, you know, we have lots of female units and the occasional male units here and there, but then I like seeing the beast ones just because they're so different from what we're used to seeing every single time. But they don't seem to be that popular with the players, so for me it's very exciting whenever there's like a dragon or like any other type of animal involved, just because it's so fun and it looks really, really good. I would assume that, you know, being like the Dragon of Destruction, that Rakhmadani is gonna have a pretty good toolkit, right? I mean, he looks pretty menacing, so I would hope that he can really like bring it to the battlefield.
Yeah, we will justify his design, definitely. I mean, I think Rakhmadani has been like, even in the series itself, he has been the enemy that, you know, like a lot of the guild members are really afraid of, because he's really strong. And I don't want to spoil too much, because I know, like, we did like when we work on this collaboration, we find out like, oh, okay, there are like very terrifying things about him. And I think we will justify it by the design of the unit itself. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you when you say it.
Unit information. And yeah, finally, last but not least, we will have. Okay, so basically the four unit that I just introduced earlier will be coming out in the summon together with the older unit, Natsu, Lucy, Gray, and Elsa as well.
Okay.
So and last but not least, we have a very special appearance of the guild master, Mavis. Yeah. So she will be available in the login campaign, so you can get her by logging in, and she will be there. If I remember correctly, there are about 3 of her that you can get, so you can eventually evolve her to the Omni Plus as well.
Okay, awesome.
So this is just in line with our update that we mentioned earlier, that we are going to reduce the requirement for the Omni Plus. So it will be easier for you to reach the Omni Plus 3 as well.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, enjoy. Well, Mavis design. What do you think about it, Charlie?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I mean, I'm not that knowledgeable about Fairy Tail. I do know some things about the characters. For example, Mavis and Zeref have a very interesting relationship, it seems.
Yeah.
But you know, she seems to be like the total opposite of Zeref. Zeref is surrounded by this aura of death and destruction about him, and she just seems to be radiant with light. And not only that, she's the guild master of Fairy Tail, right? So it's very interesting how, you know, if you line those two characters up next to each other, they seem to be complete opposites, and yet they're so deeply connected. So I think, me personally, I'm more interested in that. Design-wise, I cannot stop thinking about Chobits.
Yeah, that year, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know what Chobits is,
you are not.
It was a very popular anime once upon a time. If you look it up, you'll see what I mean. But I mean, it looks great, and she looks like she's just so pure and innocent. I don't know how true that may be, but that's the image that I'm getting from her. So yeah, it looks good.
Well, for those all those fairy tale fans, you can leave your comment below and whatever on your opinion on what do you think of our design is.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, so very exciting update, and we are also going to have a little preview for you guys for the trailer. So take a look at this.
All right. Yay!
Wow. This is...
They look so great! I mean, you know, one thing is to see the illustration, you know, the still by itself, but quite another is to see them in action, you know, the pixel arts and all of the effects that come with them. I thought they looked amazing.
Yeah, I think the pixel art is specifically, you know, like we have to choose what moves or what action that is really the most popular for the character. Because we only have one animation for that.
Right.
And I think I'm really a fan of like Gajil's Iron Sword animation, because you can see that his face change, and there's like basically his hand change into like a big iron sword, and he's just like bam.
Yeah.
Like the whole screen.
But it's amazing that we can get that much detail in just those little tiny pixels, just to make sure that the people who are fans of Fairy Tail can get, you know, the full experience. So much appreciated. Good job, art team. Good job, everybody who worked on these units. They look fabulous, and I cannot wait to see them soon in the game. So look forward to the part 2 of the Fairy Tail collaboration in Brave Frontier.
Yep.
And we are back. It is time for the Summoner's Corner, where we answer all of your questions and, you know, just hang out and say hello to you guys. But today we have a very special guest. It's Mr. Shion himself.
Whoa.
You know, say hello and rejoice that you are in his presence, because Mr. Shion here is actually quite the rare specimen. You cannot just get your hands on this beautiful piece of artwork at, you know, any time or any day. This is especially on sale right now. This is one of the most popular figurines that you can get out there right now. They're called Nendoroids, and they're especially very popular in Japan. And we got lucky enough to actually make these available for our global players. And I've heard time and again, and I know how hard it is to get Brave Frontier merchandise available to our global players, because most of the stuff is sold only in Japan, and only the Japanese players have access to it. So now is your chance. If you're looking for, you know, a piece of memorabilia to remember Brave Frontier until the end of time, then who better than Shion, who represents, you know, a lot of what Brave Frontier is about. Fighting, strength, good looks, fun. You know, he's got everything. Of course, you can, he comes, I don't know if you can see here, oh, I don't think they're in here, but he comes with different like heads and faces that you can switch out. He also has different poses that you can put him in, and you know, he's just all kinds of fun. I don't want to like touch him too much, because I don't want him to, you know, fall apart or something. He's very precious, so I don't want to damage him in any form. But if you guys, if you've been hoping to get your hands on some kind of Brave Frontier merchandise, now is your chance to do so. We're going to put the link, hopefully, in the description box of the video. That way you guys can access it, you know, easily. And good luck, because I don't think we have many of these left. So it's gonna be, you know, the quickest one to the draw. Whoever gets to the sales cart first and buys it.
Well, I mean, they are going to restock it if it's on low stock, but
oh,
it will
really?
take some time. Yeah, it will take some time, but you know, we don't know when it's going to be totally out of stock. So
right.
Yeah, grab it while you can.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know that there might be some restock in the future, but you know, I know for a fact that they do not make that many of these, so they are definitely rare. So I would suggest that if you do want to get one, that you get one as soon as possible, because you never know when they're gonna run out like indefinitely. Yeah. So there you have it, Mr. Shion himself in Nendoroid form. Welcome to the wonderful world that is real life in 3D, I guess. All right, well, Shion is gonna accompany me here for the rest of the Summoner's Corner. We have a Rizky asking questions to our Rizky, so this is fun, right? Rizky says, hello, Shelly and Rizky, wink wink. Please remodel the UI of the Brave Frontier Global game. It's already been 5 years now, and we only have 3 UIs till now, like Standard, Winter, and Summoner Arc UI, so please renew the Standard UI because we want this game to compete with newer games. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Rizky? Our Rizky,
first of all, first of all, hi Rizky. Same name. Well, I do have the same feeling as you in terms of like our current UI looks a little bit outdated because you know in a way it's one of our iconic UI that represent Brave Frontier. So our team is currently still trying to figure out what kind of a new style we can try. It won't change in terms of composition, but it's more like color and how we are going to add some elements on the existing one. So yeah, look forward for some updates probably within the anniversary itself if we finally manage to finalize the design. But yeah.
All right.
Still working on it.
So the 5th year anniversary may bring a lot of new things, and with that, perhaps a new UI as well. That's exciting. All right, well, let's move on to another question. This one is by Eunicecorn. Eunicecorn 22. I hope I said your name correctly. Eunicecorn says, I love these videos and I wish I watched them sooner. Just one small question for my curiosity. What other collabs is Brave Frontier planning in the future? Could be anything from anime to other games. I personally would love it if Elsword and Brave Frontier collaborated and have the characters from Elsword have an alternative art of their different classes in the Brave Frontier style.
Well, regarding this, as usual, when we have a collaboration, we have things called NDA, like non-disclosure agreement. So unfortunately, unless it is really maybe at a specific time, like maybe closer to the collaboration, like 2 weeks before the collab, or like at most 1 month before the collaboration, then we can announce it. Otherwise, for legal reason, we can't really announce it. But when we are still looking for possibilities and what kind of IPs our players want, our players like, and what things that is still trending now. So yeah, it could be anything. It could be anime, it could be games, it could be other things. But unfortunately, we can't really say anything until it is closer to the release date of the collaboration itself, due to the legal agreement. So yeah, but we will definitely keep you guys updated.
Of course, yeah. As soon as we're allowed to share with you, we will. But before that, it has got to remain a secret. Not only because you let the secret out too early, then it's not as exciting. But most of all, because it's not legal for us to do that. We can get in a lot of trouble if we actually say things without an official announcement ahead of time. So please be understanding of that. Okay? All right. Next question here by Rolando J-Rmn. I'm gonna say that that's for Ramon probably, but that's my guess. Rolando says, saludos Charlie, no sabía que eras latina y mucho menos de Puerto Rico hasta que mencionaste tu Puerto Rican accent. Abrazos desde Puerto Rico. Abrazos desde aquí, que estamos aquí en Japón, así que abrazos a ustedes. So basically that was just greeting. Shali, I didn't know you were Latin until you mentioned that you had a Puerto Rican accent. So hugs from Puerto Rico. So another fellow Puerto Rican out there who plays Brave Frontier. Makes me very happy. Rolando does have a question though. He says that, will you be planning on re-releasing the Fairy Tail collab? Ha! Deja vu here. The thing is that when it was released, it was closed after the island was hit by Hurricane Maria. And we were left without power and communication, for months. So he wasn't able to play most of the first round of the Fairy Tail collaboration because of the natural disaster that had hit the island of Puerto Rico. And Hurricane Maria was especially destructive. And I think even now, a year later, there are still people who do not have power in the island because of the effects of the hurricane. So first of all, I'm very sorry that you had to go through that, and I hope that everyone is okay. So I hope that your family is okay. That's what matters, right? So make sure that your family is okay, that your house is okay, that you guys can return to your life as normally as possible. And then if you have time to spare and power to spare and things of this nature, then you can play some Brave Frontier on the side to cheer you up and make you look at the positive things in life once again. So your wish has been granted. Obviously, this whole episode, well, half of this episode has been about the Fairy Tail collab alone. Not only will we be rerunning the older stuff, but we'll also have all of this new Fairy Tail Part 2 collab content to share with you guys. So I hope that this time around, fingers crossed, nothing bad happens and you're able to play both Part 1 and Part 2 while they are both running in the game. So good luck, Rolando. I hope that you enjoy it and that you get as many of those amazing Fairy Tail units as you can.
Right.
All right, and then the last question here is by Jennifer again. Jennifer was featured in the Summoner's Corner last time. She sent us a comment in Spanish, and now she's back because she's got quite the pressing question. It was kind of crucial. So she says, first of all, thank you so much for responding to my question. She knows that it was a little bit longer than usual, but that it was very nice to, get an answer in Spanish and being able to understand the situation that she was worried about at the time. So she also hopes that this will encourage other players from Latin America to be a little bit more, active in the YouTube comments or try to get their questions answered by the show as well, which is great. I'm always, excited to hear from our Latin players. So this time she has a little bit, something a little shorter. She has been hearing some rumors from various players. There's Facebook, there's Reddit, there's all these places where people like to talk and discuss, but not all of them can really provide official answers like we can on this show. So Jennifer's current concern is, are you guys going to close Brave Frontier, the application? And if you do close the application, are you going to give us enough time ahead of time to, process this mentally and emotionally and all those aspects? Very touchy question, Mr. Rizky.
Very touchy question. It really comes from fans, like our game has been for so long, and well, I think most mobile games won't last this long, usually. But yeah, it's a miracle that Brave Frontier is still surviving until now, and we are still actively producing content. So, all those rumors, because of the bugs, connection errors, or because Brave Frontier suddenly have a lot of good campaigns being made permanent. They are all just rumors. So rest assured that we are not having any plan to close the game anytime soon. Our team is still working really hard to provide the content even up to the next years as well. All the line, the new. We have been thinking of a seasonal content. The upcoming even Valentine, White Days, and up to the Easter as well. So there are a lot of things that we are still planning, and not just that, we're also going to have a very huge update at the anniversary. So maybe up to this point, maybe you want to translate it first into.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a lot, again. A lot of people don't really understand how much it takes to interpret in the moment when you're trying to switch from one language to another in your brain. But
Okay.
so
Sorry, I have to.
it's okay. It's all right. I'm gonna do my best. So, Jennifer, no hay planes para cerrar la aplicación en ningún, o sea, pronto, ni este año, ni el año que viene, o sea, son rumores. Lo que estás viendo en el internet son rumores, no es nada oficial, así que no te preocupes que no estamos planeando cosas así. Estamos planeando para el año que viene ya. Así que tenemos ya casi medio año para el año 2019 ya planeado. También tenemos un montón de contenido nuevo que viene para la aplicación en el, noviembre, diciembre, como acabamos de decir en el show, ya que viene el 5º aniversario de Brave Frontier Global. Así que no te preocupes, está todo bien. Estamos, o sea, cada vez que pasa el tiempo, estamos evolucionando, estamos tratando de buscar nuevas formas de mantener a todo el mundo interesado, de mantener las cosas divertidas y para que, o sea, que el juego siga creciendo, no disminuyendo. Así que no hay ningún problema. Disfruta de Brave Frontier porque nosotros también estamos disfrutando de Brave Frontier y con el favor de Dios que, o sea, que vengan 10 años de Brave Frontier. I hope that we make it to 10 years, Rizky. 10 years of Brave Frontier.
I really hope that.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Life goals right there.
Yeah, and just to the point that I mentioned earlier, we are going to have we are currently working on a new kind of like a feature and content coming, but unfortunately I can't really disclose it now. So most likely we are going to disclose it on next BNC if it's ready.
Okay.
So it's going to be very exciting, something totally new.
Okay.
For Brave Frontier, yeah. So just one last item about the bugs and connection errors. We are totally aware of it, especially I think it's happening on the guild raid. And the team might want to put the guild raid on hold for a while we are fixing it. And hopefully we can bring it back in a better state.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Ok, así que también estamos, o sea, sabemos del bug y los errores de conexión que todo el mundo tiene. Yo también los tengo, me pasa bueno, no todo el tiempo porque la situación no está tan mal, pero pasan de vez en cuando y nosotros sabemos que eso está pasando, estamos tratando de arreglarlo todo y particularmente con Guild Raid han estado ocurriendo muchos bugs y muchos errores de conexión y cosas así que vamos a lo mejor a poner Guild Raid en pausa por un poquito, revisitar todo lo que se necesita arreglar en Guild Raid, entonces poder regresar porque si no lo hacemos, o sea, puede ser muy peligroso para el juego y para la data de todos ustedes, así que no queremos apresurarnos, queremos coger cosas con calma y hacerlas bien, así que le pedimos un poco de paciencia. Y también hay nuevo contenido encima de todo lo que ya hemos compartido con ustedes, que va a venir pronto y no sabemos si podemos compartirlo con ustedes en el próximo episodio o en el episodio después de ese, pero pronto vendrá algo súper nuevo que no hemos discutido con nadie todavía, así que espérenlo, porque va a ser bueno, ¿ok? All right, I think I did the best I could. Hopefully people can understand me through my cold and my terrible accent on top of other things. It's okay though, Shion gave me the strength that I needed to get through the day. Shion husbando is here by my side to support me.
Okay, so I think that's all for this BNZ. So
yeah, so leave your comments down below. Remember to celebrate the fact that Global is celebrating its 5th year anniversary. It's a huge milestone for any application, period. So we should all be proud of what we have accomplished. Thank you so much for all of your support. And we will be seeing you next time for more content and more fun news. Bye guys.
Bye bye.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.